Okay, welcome back. So, how are you, Alicia?
I'm good.
You're good. How was the learning? I mean, yesterday. Do you
Um,
have question?
no,
Not really.
not really.
Okay. So, I'm not 100% in my normal situation right now, Alicia. But it is what it is. So, yeah. I'm so sorry if my voice is not really clear or it's little. Okay. Okay, Alicia. So today we'll learn about something about MPP also. But before we go there, I just want to make sure that what did you do yesterday, Alicia? Could you tell me?
Kemarin
Mm-hmm.
pas itu, hmm,
Yes.
bentar,
Um,
bingung jelasin. Hmm.
uh-huh. Katanya kemarin Alicia ke Kanban juga, papan Kanban.
Iya,
Saya bisa lihat Kanbannya Alicia.
bentar.
Saya izin sambil minum ya, Alicia.
Iya,
Ini obat saya. Oke. Oh, so you were asked to install Algo Python, Alicia,
iya.
and then you want to do that?
Tadi.
Alicia, Alicia menginstal Algo Python berarti,
Iya,
dan semuanya jalan.
jalan sih.
Oke.
Mana ini? Hmm.
Mhm. Oke. What are you looking for?
File yang kemarin.
Oh, iya.
Aduh, nunggu nggak ada ya. Hmm.
What's the name? Alicia, all PNP or? Mhm.
Ada di HP.
Yes. Berapa?
Dulu nggak ada.
Nggak ada? Oke. That's
Nggak ada.
fine. That's fine, Alicia. We'll talk about this later. How about the Trello?
Hmm?
The Trello. Papan Kanbannya. Have you created that?
Not yet.
Oh, not yet. Oh, that's also fine. But Lukman has explained about that for you.
Ya.
Okay. And what else? He said he also explained to you about what is MPP application, right? Oh,
Right.
okay. I think that's enough. You can stop your screen sharing. And if you kind of trouble with the Algo Python extension, you can uninstall it because that's not really but it if it helps you, so that's fine if you want to do that, because I have created uh the environment for you and you have used that, so that should be fine without Algo Python. That's what I mean. Okay, I just wanna review the things for Alicia. So what is MPP? What do you know about MPP, Alicia?
Um,
Just relax, don't be afraid. I just wanna hear it.
itu kayak apa ya? Kayak MPV itu kayak apa ya? Kayak dummy, maybe. Jadi
Damn. Mm-hmm.
jadi kayak gimana ya? Jadi kayak
Jadi,
ada programnya, ada fitur-fiturnya, tapi itu kayak cuman dibuat percobaan, jadi ya buat dummy. Nggak tahu.
oh yeah, yeah, that's right. So you can say something like this. MPP stands for minimum viable product, right? So it's kind of the least feature that your app should have. Okay, that's the point. The least feature. Just like in our case, I mean today, we will create Rapier test app. So the least feature is kind of you can your app should have a timer, or it should have a push button to click the event or something like that. That's MPP. Atau in Indonesia you can say standar aplikasinya. Oke? Okay? Ini harus ada, fitur ini minimal harus ada. And that's completely depends on the users. I mean, misalnya Alicia nanti seorang developer dan saya seorang usernya, dan Alicia saya suruh membuat aplikasi kesehatan, A, B, C sampai E harus ada bagi saya. Tapi Alicia membuatkan A sampai D itu udah cukup. Nah, that's not MPP from my side because I am your client. Okay, Alicia? So you have to follow me, and then I can say your app, I mean my app, and I ask you to create that is MPP. Jadi itu syarat bahwa aplikasi yang Alicia buat itu sudah saya katakan MPP, or berdasarkan standar penilaian MPP, itu MPP when you can approve or you can meet with the client's requirements. Jadi ketika Alicia memenuhi apa yang diminta oleh klien. That's the point. Oke, Alicia?
Oke.
Now, you got it, the point or not?
Ya, I got it.
Okay. Okay, Alicia, I think that's enough for the review. Now let's get started to our lesson. So today you learn about how you can create an MPP app from the prototype or the really basic framework to the MPP app. How to do that? Well, um, something that you have to notice about MPP, Alicia, is MPP is completely, I have to say that again, depends on your client. And then let's say we have a client and then he wants or she wants something like this. So she said from a feedback, of course, we have to interpret that feedback. It's inconvenient to open the timer and the application alternately. That's the first feedback from her or from him. And the second feedback is the child when my child entered, let's say 10 instead of number, he enters a word like that in the HPL and the application failed. I don't know what should I do because I'm not a programmer, but us is programmer. We are a programmer. That's our task to solve this problem. And then lastly, okay, your app is quite nice based on the functionality, but it's kind of bored. So I think you need to, yeah, create a new improvisation of your app. I mean, from the look of your app or from the, let's say, the color of your app or something like that. Okay, Alicia? And then this is completely depends on your user. And then if you have a user like this, so jangan marah dulu ya. Jadi kita lihat dulu, oh bener nggak ya gitu. Jangan langsung mau ditonjok aja Alicia ya. Ingat. Oke Al? Oke, so sekarang kita lihat MPP itu apa dan sorry, apa ke MPP-an untuk aplikasinya. So, we have three problems here, Alicia. First, how to validate the data. And then the second, you have to add a timer for your app and then consider design of the application or let's create a more uh, nice app with later we have something in KV. Okay, so I think should we use the Kanban, Alicia? Because you know what? I am in private case, I do not really explain about this because our project is not really large. It's a small project, so I think we do not need Kanban. I mean, yeah, you can type it in your notes or something like that. We do not really need Kanban. But if you want to use Kanban or Trello in this case, yeah, that's yours. Okay, I mean, that's really your choice. I do not want to interrupt that. Okay, Alicia? So, Alicia mau menggunakan Kanban atau tidak? Nanti saya contohkan gimana cara. Atau udah kemarin ya?
Em, Kalau buatnya belum.
Oh, buatnya belum. Perlu saya contohkan?
Mungkin
Atau, ah?
ya mungkin.
Okay, so something that you have to do first is, Alicia, go to Trello.com. Trello.com. Okay, and then here we go. Log in if you have an email, excuse me, Google or an email. Log in. In this case, I want to log in with Google, so I hit this button and then choose your Google account. I will use mine. There we go. And then here we are. So in the Trello. And then you'll see something like this. You can follow me, of course, Alicia. Alicia udah masuk?
Wait.
Done, Al? Or I have to guide you? You wanna share your screen?
Bentar, belum nemu Trello-nya.
Oh, okay. You can share your screen. Let me guide you. Kak, kalau saya nggak pakai Trello biasanya, nanti saya tunjukin yang biasa saya pakai untuk memanajemen project. Trello.com. Double L. Mhm. Okay, and then, aha, the second one, Alicia. And then login. Di sini ada musik, Alicia. Badan saya otomatis bergerak. Saya minta maaf. Create your account. Musiknya kedengeran nggak, Alicia? Enggak kan?
Enggak.
Oh ya. Okay, there we go. Accept the all. We'll talk about cookies later, Alicia. Oke, cookies itu apa? Kita akan membahas ini nanti di modul 6. Accept all. Aha. Okay, now something that you should do is skip the guide. Yeah, the guideline. And then continue. No, no. You can click the exit button in the right corner. Mm-hmm. Hold on. There we go. Okay, now something that you should do is where is I think you can go to the first board. Cool. Okay, next. Done. Okay. Now the things that you should do is click the create button. Huh? Create board. Okay, and then what is the title? The title means that what is your project title? Ini sebenarnya kayak Alicia tahu sticky note?
Ya.
Iya, itu sebenarnya kayak begini ya, kawan kan. Cuman digital version of sticky note. We can say something like that. Apa? Judulnya misalnya Rapier Test Mobile. Mobile version. Mobile version. Okay, and then create. Oh, yeah. You can choose public or private and then create. There we go. Aha. So now you have two lists. The first of the list is what will you do today? And then the second one, what are you doing for the project today? And then the third one is what you have been finished today of the project. So today we'll create first. You can add the timer for my app. Okay, and then hit the enter. And then the second one, we will add what uh, function for validating the data. Function for validating function. Yeah, function.
Kenapa Kak? Putus-putus.
Function. Yeah. Could you hear me? Yeah. For validating the data. It should be P, Elsia. Okay, and then the third one is uh add better graphics maybe. Graphics. Add better graphics. Like that maybe. Okay, I think that's all. You can hit tab enter. Okay, that's enough. Now, this is what we will you do, and then you can kind of uh control the label. I mean, you can do something like this. So I have three agendas today, and I just want to focus in this part first. Okay, you can move that. Okay, and then if this is finished, you can move to here later. Okay, Alicia? I think that's all how trail works. Do you have question?
No, maybe.
No? Okay. You can stop your screen. Okay. So I personally use this stop, Alicia. If you wanna know my stop, Clayton, could you see? So I personally use Microsoft To Do, Alicia. So this my uh, yeah, I prefer to use this, and then it's almost same, but it's more simple. Right? Yeah, you just need to create a new group and then wrap here, task app like that, and then in this list you can drag something, or yeah, you can add anything you want. Okay, something. Sorry, it should be new list. Excuse me for that. Wrap here, task like this, and then you can add the task. Uh, need a function, need a timer, need a better graphics, or something like that. Okay, and then if you're done with that, this is kind of a satisfying thing that I ever seen in what using this tool. So you can, if you done with that, you can hit the checklist button here, and then it can satisfying sound like that, and I like that so much. So I prefer to use this, or you can use our platform, of course. Alicia. And this is nice platform. Why I say nice? Because I'll show you. I'll show you. Hold on. So it's really simple, but it's powerful. That's the power of our platform. So in lesson 3, so this is it says Rapier test the planning. Uh-huh. So you can use this tool actually, Alicia. Oh, excuse me, not this one. Oh, where is it? Not this one. Hmm. Wait, sorry. Oh my God. Wait, where is the planning? Seriously, it's just like this. Okay, I think Trello is recommended by this platform. So you can use Trello in this case. I'm so sorry about Alicia. Okay, Alicia. Now let's continue our learning. So after you plan your work, it's time to yeah validate of the entered data. So we have a problem, and then the problem is like this. So incorrectly entered data like pulse and age values are not integers. So if you're a user and then you incorrectly entered your data, should be integer, but you enter 7.5 like that, that's not correct. So we need to create a function that can solve this stuff. And then the user didn't enter the response. The field is empty. And then something that this is also common mistakes of users, right? So they forgot to enter the data and then just like next to finish uh the test early, and this is kind of a problem for us, and then we need to know how to solve that also. And then this is technical, or yeah, in our test it should be at least 7 years old. It means that if your user or the user is less than 7, so that's not allowed by our app. It means that it will set it to the default, it's 7. And then if the user has a negative number of its pool, that's not really right, because pools it's completely natural number atau bilangan asli. So I think we cannot process the data if he or she entered a negative number. So we need to validate this all of this stuff, Alicia. Now, how would we do that? Well, the first one, pools and age values are not integers. You can use int function in this case. And then how to implement this? Well, you can create something like this later. Okay? So we need to make it int is equal to self dot in result dot text. But something that really nice, I think, this is recommended, is we can use try and exception handling or exception handling. And then this is the comment. Try the right comment, and then if you do something wrong, so it will go to the extra block, and then what should be done, and then if an error occurred. I mean, instead of showing us the error, the red line, so it will show us nice thing or the warning for us. Like Alicia, Anda memasukkan sesuatu yang salah in here. Jadi dia nggak akan merah nanti. That's try and accept or exception handling. Now, how could I implement this stuff? Well, we can create a function called as a check int, and then it consists of exception handling like that. Try and accept. And then in the try block, you can use the int function. And then you just need to say, please, if it's right, I mean the data it's right, so please return the int of the data. So Alicia, if you enter 10 or 15 or 17 later, it will go to try block. But if it's not right, so it will go to the exit block and it will return false. Means that, oh, I'm so sorry. you are entering the wrong thing. So please, again, re-enter the data. Okay, something like that will happen. And then this is the example. So check int 61. Okay, this is will be right, and then it will be produced 61. But if you enter 61 dot pipe, this is plotting number, so it will be false. And then how to continue or kind of forward this logic to our app? Well, you can use it conditional statement like this. So if the p1 is equal to false, or you entered something wrong at the beginning, or the p1 is less than or equal to 0, or your pulse is negative number, so please, it will be false, and we have to set it in the default value. Your first pulse should be 0. And then, yeah, sub.in result.text that we need to make it into a text using this command str p1. But the else is, if you have been entered the right things, everything should be fine. So you can go to the next script. That is the current, or using the current manager.current, and then this is the name of the script. Okay, I think that's the first thing that we should know. And it's almost same with the age is less than 7, which almost it's pretty same. Now, do you have question about this, Alicia? I'll show you later in the uh, Visual Studio Code, of course. Do you have question?
Not yet.
Okay. The second thing is, I think we couldn't talk about all of the stuff in here. The second thing about timer, I'll explain to you a little about timer. Then let's get started in the platform. So in Pygame, for the timer stuff, we can use a set timer. And in PyQt4 or Py, we can use dot start timer. Now in Kiwi, we do not need something like that because we have already made object. I mean, kita sudah ada yang sudah jadi, tinggal dipakai. But something that's really, really annoying about Kiwi is because we separate the file into 4 parts or 4 files. So you need to connect all of that to use the timer. And then how would we do that? Well, let me show you in this uh, code maybe. Okay. What do you see, Alicia?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you seeing?
VS Code.
PS code. Thank you so much. Okay. Now, where am I? Lesson 3. Okay, the first one, I wanna show you how you can implement the int function, or the validating function for validating your data. Well, you can add a function outside your class. Okay, and it should be at the first screen or at the first class. That is instruction screen. Why? Because the data should be entered in the first screen, right? So we need to create that function like this. Dep check int and then strnum. I mean, you can add str here, and then the try is it will return true if you enter an integer number, and then it will return false if you enter not integer number. And then this is the function, and then this is how you can implement all of that. So in the next function, or in the next method in this screen, you need to say if the age is false, what does that mean? So if the age is not integer number or is less than 0, that's not make sense, by the way. So yeah, less than 7, excuse me. So I will set the age in 7. I mean, the default value is 7. And then I need to create the age into the text because I want to display it later in my app. The second thing is the else. The else means that if everything's right, so you can go to the next screen. That is the false one. Okay, I think that's all. And then in the second screen, I'm so sorry, this is not PYQT. So in the second screen, you also have to implement check INT. But in this case, this is for validating your first pool, your second pool, and then later your third pool. And then it's almost same. Just different on the, you have to create all of the stuff. I mean, the P1, P2, and P3 should be global because we want to process this data into the next screen later. So the variable should be global. Okay, that's the first thing. Now, the second thing is about the timer. So at the timer, I have we have to import in excuse me. Uh-huh. So in Kiwi, it has already made object. We call it as a clock. This is from Kiwi. And then the clock means that you do not need to create a new class, Alicia. You can like just using me. You do not need to create the new class because I am an object like that. And then how we would implement that? Well, first we need to use property here, Alicia, and then Kiwi it's a nice library. Jadi kita bisa menggunakan library Kiwi itu membuat property, boolean property, numeric property bebas. Jadi nanti di seconds.py yang Alicia perlu lakukan adalah import semuanya ini. Nanti saya bagikan filenya, saya hanya ingin Alicia memerhatikan dulu. And then class seconds itu kan terdiri dari turunan dari label karena menampilkan timer doang nanti. Nah, kemudian ada boolean property yang kita buat di sini. Dan boolean property itu nilai awalnya adalah false. And then this is how you can define all of the stuff. Oke? Okay? And then saya ingin membuat nanti di second screen itu ada tulisan restart yang mana itu akan menetapkan nilai self.dan-nya ini tetap pada nilai awalnya. Total ini adalah total, ini total waktunya, car-nya sama dengan 0, mulainya 0. And then self.text is equal to ini sama teksnya. Kemudian self.start. Nah, sekarang apa itu restart, apa itu start? Kalau restart ini memulai dari awal ulang, kalau start ini memulai detiknya. Nah, sekarang apa itu start? Ada perintah yang kita pakai dari objeknya namanya schedule interval. Nah, ini akan melakukan apa? Ini akan melakukan self.change setelah 1 detik berakhir. Oke? Nah, sekarang apa itu self.change? Self.change itu akan menambahkan jumlah detiknya. Jadi, waktunya berjalan maju. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dan itu akan ditampilkan dalam teks dengan cara begini. Kemudian, untuk nanti supaya dia berhenti di waktu yang kita sudah tentukan, pakai logika sederhana. Kalau self.current, waktu yang ada saat ini, lebih besar sama dengan total waktu yang kita alokasikan, maka self.done yang awalnya false di sini, kita buat dia true sekarang. Oke? Dan return false. Nah, apa fungsi dari return false ini? Nah, ini nanti akan dipanggil di fungsi atau di kelas yang lainnya. Di kelas mana tuh? Di kelas yang ini. Not in here. Nah, di kelas yang ini, self.change. Wait, hold on. Oh, mana dia? Loh, bentar. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, di mana dia? Nah, ini dia Alicia. Ya. Jadi, nanti kita perlu mengkoneksikan screen yang ini, file yang ini dengan second file yang tadi. Yang ini dengan cara from seconds import everything or import seconds. Now, di dalam fungsi seconds ini ada restart, ada start, ada change. Oke. Nah, ini dipanggilnya di sini ya. Pertama, di fullsnya ini kalau Alicia perhatikan, di sini ada yang bilang self dot mana dia tadi? Ah, ini dia. Self dot label dot self dot label underscore second dot start. Nah, ini artinya dia memanggil fungsi yang tadi. Dot start tadi nggak ada di sini. Jadi kelas ini nggak punya metode yang namanya start. Nah, ini dipanggil dari seconds.py-nya itu. Nah, start ini akan ngapain? Dia akan memanggil self.change. Oke? Self. Ini akan menampilkan timer. Gitu. Oke, Alicia? Itu. Nah, kemudian yang mana lagi? Di sini juga harusnya ada nanti. Nah, ini dia. Jadi nanti di second finish kita akan membuat kalau nanti label secondnya itu selesai, maka kalau stage-nya zero, maka stage-nya kita buat satu. Ini maksudnya gimana? Kalau Alicia sudah berada di nol, maka selanjutnya stage tujuannya itu adalah satu. Kalau dia satu, maka kedua. Kalau dia dua nanti semuanya haruslah dalam, karena kan kita punya tiga stage ya. Semuanya harus terbuka atau kita bisa connect screen gitu. Oke, Alicia? I think that's all. And then we have restart button here. Nah, sekarang kalau kita run ini akan yang tampak. Nah, jadi untuk aplikasinya seperti ini, kalau Alicia tekan start, dia akan tetap berjalan. Karena apa? Secara default dia itu sudah tertaruh tadi 7, ya. Nah, tetapi kalau Alicia misalnya ulangi, Alicia taruh 6, dia akan membuatnya jadi 7 nanti. Misalnya nih di sini, umur Alicia namanya Alicia, 3 tahun. Nah, dia akan mengubahnya jadi 7 dan tidak akan berjalan. Dan tidak akan error. Nah, itu fungsi try and accept. Oke, Alicia. Misalnya sekarang 17. Oke. Nah, kemudian kalau Alicia perhatikan di sini, ada fungsi blocking yang kita pakai, Alicia. Nah, fungsi blocking itu apa? Fungsi blocking itu kalau Alicia tidak menekan tombol start, dia akan mendisable pengisian apa namanya pulse pertama. Jadi start, nah dia akan mendisable-nya sebelum timernya berakhir. Nah disinilah kita panggil dot start tadi. Kemudian self dot change, dia akan berubah. 15 detik, tergantung seberapa yang kita mau. Nah, habis itu baru Alicia misalnya pakai negatif number 23. Nah, dia akan mengenolkannya. Dia nggak akan error. Dia akan memaksa untuk mengenolkan. Ataupun Alicia mengkosongkannya boleh saja kalau kosong. Ya, tapi masa nggak berdenyut aneh banget ya. Jadi nanti mungkin bisa kita perbaiki logikanya. Jadi di sini misalnya 23 continue. Nah, ini juga sekarang dia melakukan squat jump dan kita belum membuat animasi untuk hal itu. Ini juga. Jadi itu doang sih mungkin Alicia untuk materi hari ini intinya sampai di situ. Do you have question, Alicia? Saya tidak bisa menjelaskan semuanya karena Alicia tidak akan bisa praktik, tidak akan bisa melihat. Jadi 15 menit yang tersisa saya ingin Alicia review dulu. Oke?
Oke.
Do you have question?
Eh, Kalau question belum, cuman nggak tahu, agak bingung.
Agak bingung. Oke, lihat-lihat dulu mungkin ya.
Iya.
Oke, there we go. Ini filenya saya kirimin lewat WhatsApp, lewat chat Zoom. Itu ada juga yang show property, show clock. Itu buat pengetesan timer Alicia. Dan bahkan ini sebenarnya nggak cukup, 90 menit pun nggak cukup ya. Karena di kelas grup ada banyak yang harus kita jelaskan. Saya takut kalau menjelaskan cepat-cepat nggak paham esensinya nanti siswa. How? You can share your screen. Ada suara saya kembali lagi nih kayaknya.
Masih ini apa downloadin filenya.
Ah, asam lagi. Eh, pergi ke lessonnya dulu Asia. Ke itu nomor 6, nomor 7 kalau nggak salah. Nah, kemudian sekarang ditarik semua filenya ke situ. Nggak, nggak. Ini. Alicia bisa tarik filenya. Eh, File yang udah di-download tadi. Replace, just replace. Oke, Alicia. Now go to the main.py. Oke, data validasinya udah aman kan? Alicia, udah ngerti ya?
Harusnya.
Harusnya. Oh ya, itu saya nggak tahu interpretasinya harusnya itu apa. Ada yang mau Alicia lihat-lihat? Silahkan tanyakan juga boleh.
Belum ada kayaknya.
Wah, ngeri banget ya Alicia.
Soalnya bingung.
Belum ada. Ini banyak sih materinya ya.
Iya.
Cuman eh dan suara saya juga masih begini. Itu mungkin faktor lainnya. Saya akan coba jelaskan fungsi timer dengan lebih visualitatif nanti Alicia. Oke, tenang aja. Cuman hari ini yang logika data validasinya udah aman,
Harusnya aman.
harusnya aman. Ini saya mau ketawa mulu kalau Alicia jawab demikian. Oke, Alicia. Saya harap beneran ya. Ya beneran. Oke, kalau gitu untuk yang animasi kita akan bicara besok dan gimana cara kita menambahkan styling saya akan bicarakan besok. Untuk hari ini Alicia bisa submit tugasnya di bagian sebelah ini. Nanti Alicia, kok nggak bisa ditarik ya? Nah ini dia Alicia. Centang-centang aja ini. Animasinya kita belum.
Yang
Ayo,
kalian
semuanya kecuali animasinya kita belum. Atau
udah.
semuanya aja deh yang centang nggak apa-apa. Submit task. Okay, I think that's all, Alicia. Do you have question about the other things? I mean,
Not yet.
not yet. Saya minta maaf ya, Alicia. Okay, let me recap this meeting first. Okay, so uh, first today we focus on three things actually, but we have talked about two things. The first is how you can create a function for validating your data. That's the first thing. The second is how you can add timer in each event on your app. And then the third thing is how you can kind of change the color of your app. We'll talk about this later, and I will re-explain about the second thing also, the timer. I mean, okay, Alicia, do you have a deal with that?
Ya.
Okay. Three questions for you. What function or what operator that we have been used in the for validating the data? What's the name of the function? X
Ehm,
exception or the operator. It's like if else, but that's not use. Dia tidak menggunakan if atau else, tapi dia menggunakan kata berbeda. Apa kata-katanya tadi? Apa operator ya bahasanya? Try and
bentar, lupa.
try and exit ya. Ya, saya juga nggak pernah. Seingat saya nggak ada materinya di Python Pro 1. Jadi wajar aja. Nanti kalau Alicia bertanya gimana cara menggunakan itu dengan yang lebih advance, saya bisa mencontohkannya di platform. Oke? Nanti kalau Alicia bertanya itu tapi ya. Tanya Alicia tidak bertanya nih. Aduh. Itu yang pertama. Yang kedua, apa nama objek untuk timer tadi Alicia? Masih ingat? Yang kita nggak perlu membuat kelas. Jadi itu objek jadi. Apa namanya tadi?
Untuk apa objek untuk timer?
Iya, objek untuk timer kan kita tadi tidak perlu membuat kelas ya. Jadi langsung gitu.
Oh. Hmm,
C pertamanya.
TV.
What?
Hah?
Clock ya, clock. Itu objek. Jadi Alicia nggak perlu membuat kelas. Kan untuk membuat kelas objek itu kita harus membuat kelas dulu ya, awal mulanya. Cuman karena ini udah jadi, objeknya tinggal dipakai. Gitu maksudnya. Dan saya sangat, apa namanya, eh memahami. Tapi kok tadi ada banyak kelas yang masih gitu. Ya mungkin itu pertanyaannya Alicia. Saya sangat memahami itu. Oke Alicia, I think that's enough for today. Ada yang mau Alicia sampaikan sebelum saya tutup?
Nggak tahu.
Susah, mudah atau medium materinya Alicia?
Medium ke susah.
Medium ke susah. Oh, medium skala mungkin 8 lah ya. Gitu mungkin ya.
Iya.
Oke, oke. Oke, mungkin ini pertama kali juga ya. Saya ingin memberitahu satu hal, tapi setelah recording ini selesai. Jadi cukup untuk hari ini Alicia. Thank you so much for your hard work. Jadi saya sangat senang untuk siswa itu meskipun mereka belum terbiasa akan analisis, tapi mereka berani mencobanya dulu. That's really nice. That's the first thing. The second thing is Alicia jangan perlu ketika menjawab harus benar ya. Alicia harus berani dulu. Itu saran saya. Itu untuk dalam hal apapun. Oke? Oke Alicia, thank you so much and I'll see you in the next week. Pada hari Kamis berarti ya.
Oke.